Hey everyone, welcome back to the English Radio Podcast. I'm Alex, and today we're talking about something that almost everyone has wondered at some point. Why do some people succeed faster than others, even when they start from the same place? It feels like some people move forward quickly, while others stay stuck for years. To break this down in a real and practical way, we have Matthew with us today. He's worked with many high performers and understands what really makes the difference.
Thanks, Alex. I'm really glad to be here. This is a very important question, and the answer is not just talent or luck. From my experience, people who succeed faster usually think differently, act faster, and learn quicker from their mistakes. It's not that they are always smarter, but they are more intentional with their actions. They don't wait too long to start, and they adjust their path as they go.
That's interesting. So it's more about how people think and act, not just what they have. Let's start with the first key difference. What is one habit or mindset that you see again and again in people who achieve success faster than others?
One major difference is that successful people take action before they feel ready. Many people wait for the perfect moment, but that moment rarely comes. For example, Elon Musk started working on multiple companies without knowing exactly how everything would work. He learned while doing. This ability to move forward despite uncertainty helps people gain experience faster than others.
That's a powerful example. I think many people get stuck in overthinking instead of doing. Now let's talk about learning. Some people seem to learn much faster than others. Is there a difference in how successful people learn compared to average people?
Yes, absolutely. Fast learners focus on learning by doing, not just watching or reading. They test ideas in real life and get feedback quickly. For example, Jeff Bezos built Amazon by experimenting constantly and learning from customer behavior. Instead of waiting for perfect knowledge, he improved step by step. This creates faster growth.
That makes a lot of sense. So action and learning are connected. Now let's talk about fear. Many people are afraid of failure, and that stops them from moving forward. Do successful people feel less fear, or do they just handle it differently?
They don't feel less fear, they just respond differently. They see failure as feedback, not as something personal. For example, Oprah Winfrey faced many failures early in her career, but kept going and learning. This mindset allows people to move forward faster because they don't stop after one mistake.
That's really inspiring. I think many listeners need to hear that. Now let's involve our audience. If you are listening right now, what is the biggest thing that slows you down? Fear, overthinking, or lack of action? Tell us in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe and share this episode with someone who needs this message.
That's a great question because awareness is the first step to change. When people identify what is holding them back, they can start working on it directly. Success is not random, it's a result of specific behaviors repeated over time. Once you understand this, you can take control of your progress and move forward more intentionally.
Matthew, I want to go deeper into something you mentioned earlier, which is speed of action. Many people have goals, but they delay taking action for weeks, months, or even years. Meanwhile, others start immediately, even if they are not fully ready. From your experience, how much does speed of execution really affect success? And why do fast movers often gain such a strong advantage over time?
Speed of execution is one of the biggest advantages in any field. When you act quickly, you get feedback faster, and feedback allows you to improve. Slow action delays learning. Fast movers don't wait to feel perfect. They test, adjust, and move again. Over time, this creates a huge gap between them and others. It's like compound growth. Small actions repeated quickly build experience much faster than slow and careful planning without action.
That's a very clear explanation. Now I want to explore something deeper, decision making. Some people take too long to make decisions because they are afraid of making the wrong choice. Others decide quickly and adjust later if needed. Matthew, how important is decision-making speed in success? And what separates people who decide fast from those who hesitate?
Fast decision makers understand that most decisions are not permanent. They see decisions as experiments, not final results. This reduces fear and increases action. People who hesitate often try to avoid mistakes, but in doing so, they miss opportunities. Successful individuals accept that some decisions will be wrong, but they trust their ability to adjust. This flexibility allows them to move forward while others remain stuck.
That's a very powerful mindset shift. Now I want to bring in a real example because I think examples help people understand this more clearly. Can you share a real case of someone who moved faster than others and gained a major advantage because of it?
A great example is Mark Zuckerberg. When he created Facebook, many people were already thinking about social networks, but he launched early even when the product was simple and not perfect. Instead of waiting, he improved it based on user feedback. This allowed him to grow quickly while others were still planning. His speed gave him a massive advantage, and over time, that early momentum became very difficult for competitors to catch.
That example really shows the power of starting early. Now I want to explore another factor: environment. Some people grow faster because they are surrounded by the right people, while others stay stuck in limiting environments. Matthew, how much does environment influence the speed of success?
Environment plays a critical role. When you're around people who are ambitious, disciplined, and growth focused, their behavior influences you naturally. You start thinking bigger and acting differently. On the other hand, negative or unmotivated environments can slow you down without you realizing it. This is why many successful people choose their environment carefully.
That makes a lot of sense. Now let's bring one more real example to make this even clearer for our listeners. Can you share another example of someone whose environment or mindset helped them succeed faster than others?
A strong example is Cristiano Ronaldo. He was not just talented, but extremely disciplined and focused on improvement. He trained harder than most players and constantly worked on his weaknesses. His mindset and work environment pushed him to improve faster than others. While many players relied only on talent, he combined talent with intense effort, which accelerated his success dramatically.
Matthew, I want to explore something that many people feel but don't fully understand, and that is the feeling of being stuck. Some people work hard for a long time but don't see real progress, while others seem to move forward quickly in a shorter period. From your experience, what is the main reason people feel stuck, and what are they usually doing wrong without realizing it?
Most people feel stuck because they repeat the same actions without improving their approach. They stay busy, but not effective. Being busy is not the same as making progress. Successful people constantly review what they are doing and adjust their strategy. They ask themselves, is this working or am I just comfortable? That question alone can change everything. Growth requires change, and without change, results stay the same.
That's a very honest and important point. I think many people confuse effort with progress. Now I want to talk about focus. Some people try to do too many things at once, and that slows them down. Others focus deeply on one path. Matthew, how does focus affect the speed of success?
Focus is one of the strongest multipliers of success. When you focus on one clear goal, your energy, time, and attention all move in the same direction. This creates faster results. When people try to do too many things, their progress becomes slow and scattered. Successful individuals often say no to many opportunities so they can say yes to the right one. That level of focus creates speed and clarity.
That's very powerful, saying no to the wrong things. Now I want to talk about discipline. Some people rely only on motivation, but motivation comes and goes. Matthew, how important is discipline compared to motivation when it comes to long-term success?
Discipline is much more reliable than motivation. Motivation is emotional and temporary, but discipline is a system. It allows you to take action even when you don't feel like it. People who succeed faster don't depend on how they feel each day. They follow routines and habits. This consistency builds progress even on difficult days when others stop.
That's a strong message. Now let's involve our listeners again. If you are listening right now, ask yourself honestly, are you consistent or do you only act when you feel motivated? Write your answer in the comments and don't forget to subscribe and share this episode with someone who needs this push.
That question is very important because self-awareness changes behavior. When people become aware of their patterns, they can start improving them. Success is not about doing something once, it's about repeating the right actions over time. Small, consistent actions always beat big but rare efforts.
That's very realistic and practical advice. Now I want to ask about patience. Many people quit because they don't see results quickly enough. Matthew, how important is patience when someone is trying to succeed faster?
Patience is essential, but it must be combined with action. Success is not instant, but it also should not be passive. People who succeed faster are patient with results, but not with effort. They keep working while waiting for results to appear. This balance between patience and action is what creates long-term success.
Matthew, as we move into the final part of this episode, I want to bring everything together in a simple and clear way for our listeners. We talked about action, speed, focus, discipline, and mindset. But sometimes people hear all this information and still don't take action. If you had to give one simple piece of advice that anyone can start using today to move faster toward success, what would that be?
If I had to give just one piece of advice, it would be this: start before you feel ready and improve as you go. Most people wait too long because they want certainty, but certainty comes after action, not before it. When you take action, you create clarity. Even if your first steps are not perfect, they will move you forward. Over time, small actions turn into real progress, and progress builds confidence.
That really brings everything together. It's not about waiting, it's about moving. Now I want to talk about something deeper: identity. When people start acting differently, taking action, and building discipline, how does that change the way they see themselves over time?
Over time, your actions shape your identity. When you consistently take action, even when it's difficult, you start to see yourself as a person who moves forward, not someone who waits. This shift in identity is very powerful because it changes your behavior naturally. You don't need to force yourself as much anymore. You begin to trust yourself, and that trust creates even more progress.
That's very inspiring. Now I want to ask something personal for our listeners. Many people feel like they are behind in life, like others are moving faster than them. If someone feels that way right now, what would you say directly to them?
I would say that everyone has a different timeline. Comparing yourself to others can slow you down because it creates frustration and doubt. Instead, focus on your own progress. Even small improvement is still progress. The key is to keep moving, even if the steps are small. Over time, those small steps create big results.
That's a message many people need to hear. Now let's involve our listeners one last time. If you are still listening, that means you are serious about improving your life. So tell us in the comments, what is one action you will start today after this episode? And don't forget to subscribe and share this episode with someone who needs this motivation.
That simple action can be the beginning of something big. People often underestimate how powerful a single decision can be. One decision to start, one decision to continue, and one decision to not quit can completely change your future. Success is not one big moment. It's a series of small decisions made consistently over time.
I think that's the perfect way to look at it. Success is built, not given. Matthew, thank you for being here and sharing such valuable insights with us today. I'm sure our listeners learned something important from this conversation. And to all our listeners, thank you for staying with us until the end. Remember, you don't need to be perfect to move forward. You just need to start and stay consistent. If this episode helped you, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. We'll see you in the next episode.